Oh, okay, good. So, okay, thank you, Femi, for having me here. I'm happy to share some of my experience in this webinar. So, I'm going to share some of my work in the past and some of the experience that I had during my 7 years of working in the BIM industry. So, my educational background is in building surface engineering and sustainable engineering. So right now, I am currently living in Toronto or working in Toronto in an international engineering consultancy. In Canada, uh, or actually in Ontario, Canada, I obtained the certificate engineering technicians from OSAT, but I still keep the membership of HKIBIM back in Hong Kong. My daily work involved with modelings, like normally Revit modelings, BIM modelings, project coordinations, and creating automation solutions to projects to make their workflow more efficiently. And during my leisure times or after work, I'm also an open source supporter supporting 5 years project. So if you want to know more about me, you can go to my LinkedIn, which is listed here. And if you want to see the work that I've contributed, you can go visit my GitHub here. Okay, let's get started. So let's do a little bit introductions. So I'm going to give a little bit simple explanation about Dynamo. So first of all, what is Dynamo? Okay, Dynamo is an open source environment for visual programming. So users can create customized workflow using a graphical interface. I'm going to show you what I mean later, very soon. And so people can construct and execute automation tasks. Dynamo itself is an standalone program, and we call it Dynamo Sandbox. And you can download it from dynamobim.com. It's free. Okay, so now we have Dynamo. So what is Dynamo for Revit? So Autodesk invested into Dynamo and started to integrate it with software such as Revit, Civil 3D, and Format. So basically, Autodesk just put in their API, their software's API with Dynamo, so people can easily using those API to do automation tasks. So now, after they embed it into the software, architects and engineers can create flexible and adaptive solutions with visual programming. So I believe most of the joiner or the people in here, they are architectural students, and I believe they are more familiar with Grasshopper, which is the visual programming tools for Rhinos, and thinking, Dynamo maybe is the same thing for as in Revit. However, there's some difference between them. So from my point of view, Rhino is leaning more shaping the geometry and bake it into the modeling scenes. But for Dynamo, it's focused on manipulating the parameters of objects. Sorry, of objects. So and elements will update it based on the change of parameters. So of course, Dynamo can do parametric modelings, but I found that the behavior of the models will be kind of weird after I put it back into Revit, and it's less flexible compared to Rhino. So sometimes I would just suggest designers to model the complicated geometry in Rhino and then import it to Revit, or use a plugin called Rhino Inside to do the modeling. So you can be more familiar, so they can have a more familiar environment to do complicated geometry. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit of showcasing. There's some add-ins, scripts, and solutions that I like to see, that I like to use in my daily work. And I'm just going to name a few, just a few. So first of all, IDA software, it's actually really helping. So they can help me to do view alignments. They can help me to manage my sheets easily. And they have an IDA style manager that can help me to analyze the usage of line styles, view templates, and fonts, which is really helpful in QA and QC process. I love it. The second one would be Inkscape 3D. So I believe it is very common in the industry as it can provide real-time navigations. You can, if you have a VR goggle, you can integrate it with Inkscape. With inside the VR environment, you can also inspecting BIM elements. So actually, it's amazing. So not only that, you can also create workthrough videos, like to take a look around the environment to present it to your clients. If you want, you can visualizing BIM models in real time by generating multiple rendering in short period, compared to the old time that I need to use like an hours to make an image. Right now, this one is way more efficient, and if you know how to use AI that to fine tune the graphics, or they will be nice. So the last one that I'm going to introduce is Relay for Revit, which is I use every day. So basically, you can categorize my Dynamo script and then turn all those scripts into buttons. So just like in here, like about, place all, everything. Like they are all Dynamo script behind. And just by clicking the buttons, you can run the script instantly. Like, okay, so right now I'm just going to do some examples to let you know what I mean. Okay. Okay, so I prepared in Revit models, and I use Related for Revit to show some of my scripts that I made in the past. So what can it help me to do is right now this one is a button, just like other add-ons, right? All this thing, but behind them is actually a Dynamo script here. Yeah, as you can see the path below. So when I just click on it, it will run. Now it's doing my Dynamo script, and I made a pop-up to guide the user how to use this script. I select all the grips and pick the prompt to place dimensions. Say close. So I pick all the grips. Finish. Now I'm gonna pick the point for the dimension, like here. So as you can see now, it can automatically help you to do the dimensioning for all the grips. So let me try that again. Okay, select all the grips, finish, put a dimension here. Done. Okay. So in the real world, there's gonna be way more grips than what I've showed in here. But with this script, you can just do it instantly. No problem. And the next one I'm going to show you is the view alignment. Yeah. I'm gonna put that 2 seconds. So sometimes IDA can do that as well, but I made that like way before I get in touch with IDA. So well, I still have that. Okay, so as you can see, this is level 1, this is level 2. Okay, normally in a project, because it's going to be worked by many people simultaneously, and the locations of the view will be placed differently. So when you put them into a PDF and you just scroll down, you will see there's a difference between them. So I made a script like long time ago. It's called view alignment in here, and click on it. One. Come on. Yeah, it's good. So let's say I'm going to use A02 plan L1 as reference, and then A103 plan L2 is the target. What I need to do is align them. Then ta-da, the plan will be aligned automatically. So, but not only that, I made this script with extra functions like export. What does it mean? It means, so because sometimes like you have the drawings in architect and you have the drawings in structure MEP, you want them to be aligned, but because they are not in the same project, then you need to do what then you need to like refer it by yourself, make a reference line. But now I also make export options, so I can just export the data of A102 and then just put it here, and then go to another project. I can just import it from ouch export. Then I can just import it from here and pick the field that I want to align. Then I can just align it, which is the same position here. Let's try again. See, same. Yep. So this is one of the scripts that I like to use. So next one, I'm going to do some hatch creations and exportation. So now go to hatch, and then I am going to create a detail line. The line is going to be let's make it smaller. We'll save some times. Okay, 100 by 100. Okay, and then I'm going to draw some patterns like this, yeah, and here. Okay, custom patterns that you cannot create with existing tools. Okay, let's say like this. Okay, they don't have to be seamless. Then create a. Okay, so this script is made by somebody online, and I just make the UI for that so people can use it easily. So let's say, okay, data pattern and drafting. Then I'm going to pick nice right here. Finish. Then confirm. Okay, it's done. Now we need to use it. Fill region. And I am going to make this as a new pattern. Yeah. Okay, sometimes the scales is a little bit different. So yeah, like this. Okay. And okay. Oh, sorry, maybe it's a little bit too small. Hmm? Yeah. Oh. So, yes. So now you can create your patterns by whatever you want, and you can change the scales if you need it. But normally that's going to be my workflow of creating custom hatches or fill regions. So, but we have a lot of fill regions, and maybe we want to transfer all these patterns files into another project or want to put it into our library. Then I also make something called hatch exporter. So basically, I just need to click the exporter, click OK. Then all the patterns will be exported from the project, and you can import them into other projects or put it in your library. Great. So those are all the simple script that I use every day or very often. But so why I want to create this script or why I want to create this example is because, as you know, it is very efficient. Okay, I can automate all these repetitive tasks, and after provide these solutions, architects can focus more on creating their design, try to make it complex as they want. Okay, they have more time now, so we have higher productivity and we have better outcome. And the second point is take view alignment as an example. So it provided consistency between projects or between drawings. So it will eliminate the risk of human error and ensure all your PDF binders, your drawings will meeting the same standards consistently. So because of that, because they're all automated, I can save more money on labors. And so it can also save the cost of the project. So maybe your company is going to is willing to provide more benefit to you. Okay, that's one of the things. But of course, if you want, if you know how to use them, you can do more complicated stuff and more logical, setting more logical rules and programs to generate more different output. Okay, so those of the all these script examples are the low-hanging fruit that you can pick. So now I'm going to go deeper, more difficult, which is the doing the actual live demos for different problems that I encountered before. So the first one will be how to randomize a facade aluminum panels. So I am going to take this example here. Okay, so here's the challenge that I had. So I had to create randomized aluminum panel on facade. So in order to do that, I need to prepare Revit family for the script. And this time I'm going to show you how to integrate Python script in Dynamo. Okay, so as you can see, this is a picture that I took when I walk around the Toronto downtown. So I think I can do something similar. Okay, so imagine this is the facade. Okay, it's a curtain wall, just a curtain wall. Okay, so and all of these panels, they are great. Now I want to randomize them with green, blue, dark gray, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a live creation of the script. So, okay, first of all, I'm going to collect all the family types that I need. What's the name again? Okay, I have blue, dark gray, and green. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bigger. Okay, now I got 4 types of panel. I'm going to group them together. Okay, connect them. Then now I am going to connect all the panels in the view. Isolate. Never mind. Select by categories. I'm going to do the category is curtain panel. Curtain panels. So I'm going to put here. Finish. Okay, now I select them all. And what do I have to do? I need to randomly pick all these panels with the count of this, which is 100. So I'm going to count it. Okay, 100. And now I'm going to make a Python script for that. Come on. Okay, this is going to be 0. This is going to be 1. Yep. So, okay. So now this panels types equal to in 0, and the number of count will be 1. Okay, so this time right now I'm going to do it random. So I'm going to use random. Okay, I'm going to import the module of random. Okay, and I try to run it, make sure everything was fine. Then I'm going to make a for loop for an in range num. Then, oh sorry, I need to make our list. I'm going to make a list to contain all the selection of the panels. And this and the choice goes to random dot choice in system panel, and then our list need to record down that choice. And finally, I'm going to generate our list. So now you can see the color has been randomed. Okay, it's randomed for 100 times, which is 0 to 99, which is counting 100. Okay, then I'm going to put all these types back to the system panel. So I'm going to set parameter, and my elements is all the panel that I pick. System the parameter name is type here, and the value is going to be here. Then I'm going to click run. Ta-da! So you can see this is the randomized curtain wall. Okay, feel free to ask questions if you find anything weird. Yep. So okay, now this is the first script that I try to do the live creation. Okay, so with that script, basically you have the algorithm, and now when it is like thousands, 2,000 different colors, it's the same thing because the algorithm is the same. Yep. So the second one, I'm going to talk about something that's even more difficult. It is based on one of the challenges that I faced like long time ago. So basically, I need to automate the louver. Okay, and the request is the architecture designers asked me to rationalize facade design around a building. So the design concept is based on waveform, the curve of the pattern will be provided by designer, facade fins need to go around the building, and they need to take the QTO from the design. So what does it mean? Okay, let's say it's like this. Okay, building envelope, facade fin, waveform. So okay, so before doing that, normally I will ask myself some questions. So do I really need to make it automated? Like, is it so tedious that it's gonna be waste a lot of my times to do it manually? If so, now if I need to automate it, so how much time do I need to create the automation? And while I'm doing that, or while I'm executing the automation, what's gonna happen into it? Okay, will it cross error? Will it disturb other people's workflow? Maybe. and any specific requirement from for these automations. Okay, what do I need to prepare? Do I need to treat the family for these automations? Like, or how far should I go for making this script user friendly for the architect designers? Like, can I do it in the, like, do I need to do it in hard code, or I need to make some I need to give some flexibility for the designers to do? I don't know. Let's see. So, okay, this is the building envelope. Okay, this facade fin is gonna be placed like this. Okay, and at the back here, and the facade fins is going to, the pattern of the facade fins is going to be like a waveform. Here, I'm going to explain it to you shortly. So, and because it needs to take QTO, so which means it's the quantity. So I need to treat the facade fins. So the facade fins family is going to be controlled by formula. Okay, there's a lot of formula, but what doesn't matter. You just need to know this is controlled by reference AB, which is here, and DE, which is here. Okay, so if I'm going to adjust the reference AB and DE, all the part of the facade fins family will be changed according to this number. And this part, like AB, oh, sorry, like this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. They have different length, which is going to be changed according to the values of reference A, B, and D, E. So if I move up, you can see this one becomes shorter, and move down, only this part becomes shorter, and this one won't change. Okay, so I've done some manual testing, and it was fine. Then I can put it into automation. Okay, think. What do I need to do? Like, how should I approach to these automations? Okay, so the first step, I need to extract the loofah's position. Like, let's say I take this direction as example, the positions of the loofahs here, the facade loofahs here, and I need to project them, project all those points on the elevation plane. I'm going to explain because this is an elevation view, and I visualize it as a plane. Okay, so you're looking like this, and the designers is going to provide a curve for me. Okay, how do I interact with it, or how do I make it intersect? And the last part will be the second last part will be calculating height difference, because you can see it, all these louvers is going to be have different values for their individual facade fins. So that's going to be quite tedious and kind of complicated. And after all the calculation, I need to assign all the results back to facade fins. Okay, I'm going to explain what I've done in my train of thought with the Dynamo script. This one. So, okay, as you can see, here is the facade fin. Okay, they all look like that. I mean, in the actual task, I got like 300. I don't know, like 300 fins. Right now, I only have 59. So I scaled down the project a lot. So, okay, now back to here. This is the curve that provided by the designer, and they will be the actual facade fin. So I already have the scripts ready, so I'm right here just going to explain it, my train of thoughts of creating this complicated solutions. So I already select all the louvers in here, and I'm going to run. I'm going to run this step by step. Don't worry. So, okay. So now, as you can see, with the get locations, I can get the location of each louvers, facade louvers here. Okay, and now I'm going to do the next step, which is here. Then I'm going to project it. Okay, how can I project it? Maybe I should give you the rectangle. Huh. I don't know why it's not showing the rectangle. Ah, here is too big. So this rectangle is actually the view of the south side. Okay, just it is actually here. So when you create a view, elevation view, they actually got a positions, and you can turn them into a plane. So with this plane, I project all this facade louvers position into here. Okay, this is the second step, and then I extend those points with the height of the facade fin. So now I can get this line. Okay, all of them are projected on a 2D plane here. So it is a 3D arrangement here, and now it is flattened into a 2D. So now I am going to pick all the facade curve in the elevations, which is I already picked here. Okay, and run. In 3D, you can see. Now, this is the facade curve provided by architectural designer. And now they are kind of intersecting with the line. It seems like that. Let's see. So I'm going to unfreeze the upper part and run. And you can see they are intersecting, but not all of them. Okay, so for not all of them, I will just make them a constant number, which is higher than the height of the facade fin. And if I have the intersect point, then I can use it. So for the lower part, freeze, freeze, run. Okay, so the lower part, they are all intersect. Okay, so now I can use them to calculate. So how did I calculate it? So basically, is I took the Z positions. They are all point represented. Then basically what I've done is I took the Z positions here. Okay, and the base is 0. So for the lower part, the point Z is, let's say, 7,500, or actually first one 5,350. Then a minus 0, and then I use this number to assign back to the corresponding facade fin here. Okay, so on and so on. I'm going to assign all this calculation back to the family. And because this family is controlled by reference AB and reference DE, they will be changed accordingly. So I'm going to show you what I meant. So let's unfreeze this one, unfreeze this one. So you can see this is set parameter by name, and the parameters is reference AB and DE here. Then I'm going to click run. Wait. Yep. So as you can see now, all these facade louver families is act according to the curve they provided by the architectural designers here. Okay, goes up, goes down, goes up, disappeared, come back down. All right. So yeah, this is the This is my train of thought for this challenge. Okay, yeah, I need to evaluate. So before doing that, I need to evaluate a lot of things, like the time needs, the cost. Do I really have to do it now? If I have to do it, how should I approach it? So yeah, so this is the demonstration about me doing that Dynamo script step by step, and the final result is here. Okay, so is actually the same. Yeah, and now with that automations, I can turn this design into real life. Yep. So the last one, I'm going to demonstrate some Dynamo capability in MEP. So because what I've just showed you, they are all architects, the facade design. I didn't talk about any MEP capability because this topic is more advanced. So yes, it is possible to automate MEP elements using Dynamo, but the native support of that is not enough. Okay, and it needs to involve a lot of Autodesk API, and you can basically only can be using it with Python. Or if you're expert in Dynamo, then you can make C# looks into it. But normally people just rely on Pythons or open the box package from others that's also written in Python or C#. So just a quick demonstration, just to let you know that they can do that. So what we have right here is fire sprinklers and fire pipe network. Okay, ignore the size right now. Right now, I'm just make it simple as possible. So these are fire sprinklers. Okay, and normally because we are going to joining or connecting all these sprinklers with the fire sprinkler pipes. Okay, so normally we need to do it one by one. I make the vertical pipe and trim it and connect it with fire sprinklers one by one. But in the real project, there's gonna be a few hundred of them. You cannot do that by hand. Or you can, but it's not very efficient. So I'm going to show you this script that I made. Oh, actually, I'm gonna let you know that you can use something called Dynamo Player. So you don't have to go through all that looks, but if someone created a Dynamo script for you, you can just, and it is Dynamo Player ready, then you can just run it here using Dynamo Player and just click inside. And then they can set up all the inputs, and do you want to see the all the selections or everything for you? Then you can just click run. Then select bench pipe, then press finish at the top left corners. Okay, so I'm gonna do it right here. Let's do this part first. Then finish. Okay, now I just select sprinklers, then press finish. Okay, I'm going to do it. No, not the connected one. Here. Okay, I'm gonna click finish. Ta-da! So all the sprinklers is going. They are connected to the sprinkler pipes by themselves. I don't have to repeatedly doing the tedious work. Okay. So if the creator of the script is like good enough, they can give you different options. Like, do you want to keep this pipe? Like in this case, like, do I want to keep the branch pipe, or do I want to show the pop-up hints? I say no, no. Then I'm going to click run. Then the pop-ups is gone. I just pick the pipe, click finish, and then I'm gonna pick the 5 sprinklers and click finish. Then you can see right now, because I check out the keep branch price, so all the sprinklers right now, they will only connected with the fitting. Okay, so when I say connected, I mean like really connected. let's take an example, because if they are not connected, they will move individually. But if I move here, yeah, all these 5 sprinklers will be moved together. Okay. But this one, yeah, disconnect them just to let you know they are connected individually. So, yep, that's the last live demo that I prepared it. And so that's the last part. But I'm not going to show you in real life. I'm just going to present it to you. Okay, this is in whole another levels. So it's to extending the Python capability. So what you just saw, they are all involved in with the Dynamo itself and Autodesk API. However, if you are expert in Python, you can actually, well, I mean, the possibility is basically incalculable and infinite. So for example, right here, I extended the Python interpreter with data frame, okay? And I'm able to install Polar into the Dynamo Pythons. So what does it mean? Right now, because in some data analysis world, they like to use Python programs to do data analysis. But imagine now your database is Revit models. So, and if now you can use Polars, which is a data analysis module of Python, and you can just analyze your Revit models really quickly because it's written in Rust. Okay, so just make an example. So this is the example data frame. Is the sample that I took out, and you can see it can display it correctly. And the second one, if you now you have all the data analysis data, you can actually visualize it by using Plotly. And I also extended the Python. So, well, how to say it? You cannot just use it instantly. You need to install it. You need to tell the interpreter to include all the library in your Python interpreter. So then you can just import them easily. Okay, but I'm not going to demo it right now. If you want, I'm going to make a new post in my LinkedIn account to show you how to install them and and how to use it. If you want, you can contact me. So right here is a Plotly, which is a visualization module. Then I can just create a visualization inside Dynamo, and I can just click show, then it will show the graph right here. So it's all can be done in Dynamo, in the Python in Dynamo. So yeah, you can install more library if you know how to use it. Yeah, and if you want, you can follow me on LinkedIn. So yeah, basically this is my presentation today. Thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, thank you very much, Kachun. And we've thoroughly enjoyed that, particularly the demonstrations of the live session. So we have the next 10 minutes to take some questions. And one of them, I mean, I've got two questions from the user Onyi. And I guess this user is new to Dynamo. And the question says, I'm new to Dynamo. What is the best resource for me to learn?
Well, the best resource to learn, if you're new, then I am going to suggest you to check out something called the Dynamo Primer here. So it tells you everything about the Dynamo itself, like the visual programming, what's algorithm, and the UI of Dynamos, how to use it, and you can do design script. I mean, you don't have to, but you can. Or it's going to tell you all the nodes, how to use it, what does it mean, how to connect them, the whole workflow. Okay. So it also let you know how to use the library of Dynamo, how to access the API of Revit, Civil 3D, and Firma, all these
Okay.
things. So if you're new, yeah, check this out.
Right.
Dynamo
So that's
Primer.
Dynamo Primer. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing that up. And the other question this user has, it says, how is the Hatch script demonstrated at the beginning different from PyRevit plugin?
Oh, yeah, this is very interesting question. So the reason why I'm doing that hatch creator is because I don't want to install Private, or in some situation, I cannot install Private due to the company security reasons. So normally, if you need to install more add-ons, then you need to go through your IT. Okay, if your environment allows you to do that, okay, fine. Of course, you can do it in Private. But because Dynamo is coming with Revit, you don't have to install anything. You just have the script, run it, plug and play, done. So you do not have to go through all the hurdles of installing Revit. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Sometimes people use Revit to create hatches, but sometimes we don't have the luxury to install that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's fine. And this other question is from guest 000, and it's just a basic question. Dynamo and Grasshopper, what's the difference? I guess this person missed.
Yeah, I think so. So I don't mind go back to the presentation. So basically, uh, you see Grasshopper is very similar to Dynamo, but Grasshopper is like creating shapes. Okay, it's shaping geometries, and then you have that and bake it into modeling scenes. The difference, the major difference is if you need to create a new models, you will remove the creator object and create a new one. But Dynamo is actually adjusting or manipulating the existing family that you created instead of removing them and creating a new ones, which is more efficient in the sense of computer programming.
Right.
So yeah, you don't have to remove and recreate, and you need to bake it so you cannot modify it later in Grasshopper. So, but in
Right.
Dynamo, it's like pivoted. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yep.
So basically, Dynamo is more for modifying what is already created.
Yeah, you can say that. You can say,
Okay.
or creating a new one and then modify it later. So
All right.
it's a long, what was it called? Long intuitive, or I forgot. So it's like, yeah, you're preserving most of the data that you have in the project.
Okay, thank you. And then we've got another question here from also from we've got another one, but then we took the one from Guru. How can we use Dynamo for auto trim walls when we have a lot of walls in the floor?
Wow, that one's involved the more complicated explanations. So, do we have time to do some?
We've only got 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. So,
Maybe we just
okay,
explain verbally.
okay.
Okay.
So don't worry, it's just one demonstration. So when you create a wall, they are actually uh, model. Anyways, very quick. Right? And when you get the location, you can see they're actually lines. Okay. So because they are lines, you know they are lines now. You can do some mathematic calculation. Like imagine this is another line in here, which is crossing it, crossing this one. And remember, I talked about the intersections. So you can now examine it, okay, from this wall, and you have intersections. Then you need to determine that you keep here to here. And the other wall, you keep here to here. Then you can trim it. See, and then assign back this line back to the wall.
Right.
Then that is the concept of doing that. But the detailed executions I cannot explain in here. But here's the workflow that you can explore.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there, before I take the next question, is all of these scripts will they be available so at some place for download, maybe your LinkedIn profile?
Uh, I can share the facade automations in my LinkedIn.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Others, they are created for different projects. Then sorry that I may not able to share it, but I think the facade randomization will be the good start for you to start exploring how to use Python, how to integrating Python and Dynamo, and how they actually work. So that'll be a good start.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Apart, I mean, well, if that is available on a LinkedIn profile, then I will have the autonomy to share it also with those who are registered with the webinar. So I would be glad to share that with the rest of the guests as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we've come very close to the end of the session. Like I said, this is an introduction to what Dynamo can do, and particularly an introduction to what architects are using Dynamo to achieve in the industry. This is by no means a tutorial session, but just as an exhibition session. I'm glad Kachun has taken his time to explain this to us. Dynamo Primer is one of the great place to start. And like I did say at the beginning, we do have a great resource that has been building up, that has been built up on the platform abcbeam.com. So I would implore you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and then also to follow Kachun on LinkedIn. At some point, the recording of this webinar and his LinkedIn profile, so you can contact him to ask questions, will be forwarded to your email. And I think this now concludes the webinar session, and we're looking forward to the next section. Thank you all for joining once again, and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, everyone.